Let's start off by digging into the options for targeting, if I can remember where they are, which I can't. Oh, it's probably in targeting, isn't it? Auto target according to priority. Closest almost certainly is what I'm after there. I think it's just that, isn't it? That I need. I think that was the big new action. Hello, fellow warriors of light. Welcome to patch 6.1. It has just gone 11:02 a.m. There was a queue of 29 to get into this server this morning. People are already crafting away in Hawker's Alley, and I am going to do not the MSQ, because I am going straight into duty supports, because I want to see what has changed with the various dungeons. I've got a list here of adjustments that have been made to dungeons and trials. I've also got an hour and a half worth of footage that I recorded of these dungeons before the patch. Deliberately, as soon as I found out they were changing in the preliminary patch notes, I said, I'm going to record those just to see what we've got. So you may see some footage over the top in various places as to, well, this is what it used to be like. And we're going to start off with the Thousand Maws of Toto-Rak, because I believe that this is the one that has been changed the most. Also gives me an opportunity to check out what the new duty support features like. Right, we are here. We're in Toto-Rak. We've got some generic Scion NPCs. First of all, let's check out. They have done exactly what I expected them to do. But not only that, have they added more greenery? This is going to be an interesting one to check out. So the first thing that it seems like that they've done that's the same as before. Oh yes, I'm level 27, so I don't have the rest of my AoE combo, do I? So it looks like what they've done is they've lopped off the multiple pathways. I expected them to do this. There's no big surprise in that. See, this is entirely new. What I should probably have done, actually, is pulled up a map of the dungeon as it was. So, originally, you could go through this door, which was the Abscission Chamber, and there was a web door that sucked you in, and then there was some extra loot. This is new. This is an entirely new patch of light. The pathway itself isn't new, but the actual kind of lighting and stuff is. So they've just made it much more straightforward, literally, in terms of, well, fire, scorch. So they've given the NPCs little bits of incidental dialogue. This is cool. They've brought the webbing thing in earlier. Oh, but it's not going to actually do anything yet. It's just there for the aesthetic. I like the contrast, actually, of the really bright patch there versus this much darker area. Yeah, so Confession Chamber, Fool's Rest, the Torn's Rest. They've still got some of the little cells on. I'm doing nothing here except spamming. It looks like... See, this corner was here before, but I think they've pulled back the terrain here, haven't they? Ah, here's our first Muntoy sapling. They've kept the louses. The lice? Louses? Lice? Don't know. But they have completely removed, by the look of it, the photocells. Not massively bothered about that. The Silent Thaumaturge does not seem very confident in his abilities. Anything in that? No. Anything in here? No. So the Curl of Nine Tails is just a straight up boss now. So no worrying about magitek barriers. I can't even remember if it's in the same place. The NPCs certainly don't seem to be having any issues keeping up. But to be fair, having made this a very straight path dungeon, there's not really much they can do to get wrong, especially with me on a tank, to guide them through. Unable to obtain the pair of Warden's Gauntlets. Already possess one. Nothing through there. Yeah, that's the same as it was before. So again, this is a new little cubby. We wouldn't normally have got Prisoner's Delights on the main path. Oh, the lance is now chiming in. Just like in training. I like how they just don't seem very confident. Dungeon Seedling, that was off the beaten path before. Right, this is a new chamber. It's a very big chamber for not a lot in it, but I suppose it's a little bit of dark, a little bit of light to contrast the darkness. I also suspect it was reasonably resource light in terms of its intensity for filling out, because I think that is it is a brand new chamber, isn't it? And then that sends us into the darkness. Okay, this is a bit more of an interesting room. I assume that's going to open it up. I'm just randomly casting things here. Yeah, I assume this will open up after we've killed the enemies, as opposed to shutting down beforehand. That's a new animation. I'd argue that it's lost a little bit of flavor. This room's the same as one from before, with the little... and the little rise here, actually. So it looks like they've taken certain rooms and relinked them together with new geometry. It's much more straightforward. Whoa. Definitely a lot more coffers on the way. Don't know why I'm opening them all. Just filling my inventory up with stuff. Yeah, I kind of feel like it's lost some of what made it a more interesting dungeon. You know, the having to collect the photocells was kind of iconic. I mean, it will be a lot quicker to run, even with a low-level party. You know, a lot of jobs or classes have got their AoE by this point. So here we have the second boss, which is the same as the first boss, but this time we'll get some ads. This is a different chamber, though. They've added more egg stuff, I think. Again, there'll be footage on the screen. Oh, wow. They are quicker to kill. Mind you, they weren't exactly like a slog before. Yeah, a lot of these corridors, you'll just be able to do big pulls in. Okay. Right, so this is the corridor. This is one of the corridors that would have had the poison pods and stuff in before, I believe. So they've still kept this section reasonably long. But they've now got all this webbing texture on the floor, as opposed to the leaden goop. Can't say I'm super sad to see that go. Yeah, they've definitely added more eggs and stuff. I don't recall this being here. Again, I'll put up footage of this particular area. This has probably been put in to add some of the theme back. Because without the poison pods on the track, the dungeon loses some of its aesthetic. Diamite infestation confirmed. Scores of eggs on verge of hatching. Beyond that means to deal with. Aborting mission. Yeah, it looks like they've removed a lot of the dungeon dressing. I wonder if they needed to do this. No, they can't have needed to do this to be able to keep the NPCs on track. This is a new little section. A little kind of ringed area. Excuse me. I assume this is... Yeah, we're almost at the final boss. So no leaden corridor. We knew that was coming. No photocells. What else does it say on here? Certain mechanics in the battle with Graphius have been adjusted. Am I going to... No. No, apparently I'm not. Yeah, I'm quite torn. I feel like they've removed so much of what made Toto-Rak an interesting dungeon. I mean, it's certainly going to be faster if you get it in your leveling roulette rotation. But it's lost a lot of personality. Ooh. This has now got a bigger green glow, and it doesn't have the ledge anymore to fall down. Right, so they've removed the poison pods around the outside. Ah, leaden's still here in the chamber. Does it work here? Yeah, okay. So he's still got silk screen. This is why I came in with the NPCs on level, so that we could actually see the mechanics. So he's still summoned comms mites. Combs mites? Ah, and he's turned poison pods into exploding things. Oh, I could probably AoE these, couldn't I? Ooh, he's got an Earthshaker thing. Ah, and now he can turn... Yeah, so he puts AoE poison pods down on the ground. Right, he's still got his tail thing, which leaves him vulnerable for 60 seconds. I like the fact that our NPCs aren't as fast to react. Yeah, so the extra Realm Shaker is a little bit more tank damage. The auto-target thing's working okay. Oh, he summoned a fleshy pod. We can't deal damage to the fleshy pods anymore, so they're just an AoE hazard. Enable? Oh, I did get the Warden's Bubbles. I assume that must be the tank guy that we could have had coming down with us. What do I think then? Let's just turn the sound off. What do I think then of the new Toto-Rak? Definitely quicker. Will be much quicker with players if you get it as part of your rotation for leveling roulette or whatever. I feel like it's lost almost all of its personality. The gimmick of collecting photocells could have been left in. You know, even if you'd had them on this main path and cut down the number needed. You know, you could still have had them in the confession chamber. You could still have had the barrier in Fool's Rest. And that would have given it something interesting. Alternatively, you could have had the web doors to play around with. Yeah, I feel like it's lost the personality that it had. They've added a little bit to Graphius's fights, and they've changed the nature of his room. Its room, I suppose. But kind of everything leading up to it has lost everything interesting about it, unfortunately. Which is a bit of a shame, in all honesty. But the duty support system seems to work nice and well. Yeah. Yeah, bit of a shame. Bit of a shame, I think. It's all right. It's all right. Let me know what you guys think down below as regards the changes to the Thousand Maws of Toto-Rak. I think the changes are fine, but they have made the dungeon just a bit bland. Frankly, it feels like it could have done with at least having a gimmick as opposed to, this is a corridor. I mean, all of the dungeons in FF14 to an extent are, this is a corridor. And it's a corridor that they've added some nice light and contrast to. But it is just a green corridor now. I think I'm a little bit disappointed. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Have yourselves a fab day, folks. This has been Demogen taking a look at the new Thousand Maws of Toto-Rak. Join me again for another dungeon next time. Cheerio. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.